Joining us today is boxing analyst Teddy Atlas.
He's had a crazy and interesting life, and you're not going to believe the story he has to tell about him and Mike Tyson. Let's talk to Teddy. I don't get to ask this question very often. What was it like being an inmate in Rikers Island?
It was scary. You know, when you're in your cell, in your tiny little cell, and in the postage stamp size window, plexiglass window, you could hear the jets taking off from LaGuardia Airport. And for me, you were thinking about, you wish you could be on a plane. And I know this is going to sound terribly weak, but the truth is what it is. You know, I made deals. I would make deals with whoever I thought was listening or might be listening. That if you could be on that plane, you would take the chance if the plane went down. You would take your chance with that.
There's a famous story about you holding a gun to the head of Mike Tyson. What happened there?
It's not important what happened there. It's important what led up. I guess that's what your question should be. What led up to that? Tyson had gone after a family member who was 11 years old, a girl, and he had been pushing the boundaries more and more and more. His restrictions or his care about how he treated other people became less and less. I put him out of the gym for his behavior in school, what he was doing and threatening students and basically putting his hands on girls in the hallways, and he knew how to push those parameters. You know, he understood the streets, he understood those rules, those laws, he understood people in those ways, under those conditions, what he could get away with.
How close were you to pulling that trigger?
You want to get to the gritty stuff, huh? You want to get to the blood and then make the people say, wow, yeah, you're a television guy. But that's all right. I'll continue along what I want to continue, though, because I'm a stubborn son of a gun, too.
You're a television guy, too!
And beyond that. But as I've expressed, Tyson was thinking that he could get away with more and more improper behavior. And it pushed it into one day I come home and I find out that my wife and sister-in-laws are crying because of what he did to an 11-year-old girl in my family. And took him on his word for the things that he said he wanted to do to the 11-year-old girl. So in a sexual way. So I got a gun. I went and confronted him, and I told him, you know, you made a choice to do this. Whether or not you think that you're hurting me or you think you're sending a message to me, you did send a message to me. You sent a message to me. You don't give a damn about other people. That you don't care if you behave like an animal. I care. You want to do that to Cuss's family? You want to do that to Camille's family, the woman who owned the house that he lived with? Obviously, maybe they allowed that. I'm not allowing that. You will never do it again. You'll be dead if you ever do it again. There won't be a conversation. You won't be seeing me. You won't even know that there were repercussions. You'll just be gone. Understand that very clearly, because it's important for my family and obviously for you. And you know, I put the gun in his ear, and he didn't seem like he understood it at that moment. So I pulled it out of his ear and I pulled the trigger, missing him on purpose. And he understood it after that. It wasn't a threat. It was to make it clear that I wouldn't have to be in that position again, and neither would he.
Teddy, what would you say is the most difficult thing you've ever overcome?
Oh, there's a couple things. Feeling that you found that you didn't let down your father. My father's a special man. I'm sure everybody thinks their fathers were special. And, you You know, I didn't look up to Mickey Mantle or Joe DiMaggio when I was a kid. The guy that I looked up to was a guy that was close to me right there, and I saw every day. And that was my father. He was a doctor. He was a GP. He took care of everybody, you know, and he took care of people. He took care of all the poor people, all the people that didn't have a means to pay, means to take care of themselves in most cases. And his office was, you'd have to wait 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours to get to him. When the office hours said 4:30, he was there at 8:30 at night because he didn't leave till the last patient was gone. He did house calls till he was 80. He charged $5 for a house call. He gave people free medication. You know, he left for a house call at 2 in the morning with his pajamas underneath his pants. And I'd hear the phone. I knew what the phone was for. So I'd be at the end of the hallway waiting for him to go out, trying to see if I could talk my way into going with him. And when he walked past me on the steps, I saw the pajamas. And somehow it got crossed in my head that if I was one of these people that got all his attention, one of these people that was sick, one of these people that were in trouble, if I was basically a patient, I could get more of his attention. And somehow I got, you know, kids get mixed up, I guess. I'm not making an excuse, but I started to get in my head that if I became a patient, if I became somebody that was maybe in trouble, that was hurt, I didn't consciously think that, but as I got older, I realized that's the direction, that was the plan. On some kind of level, some kind of subconscious level, that plan was put into effect.
Teddy, thank you so much for the time. Thank you so much for being so open. We appreciate it.